Every human being, regardless of their path or the life they build, is traveling toward the same destination. Because no one has returned to provide a map of this final landscape, we are left with an information vacuum. Historically, we have filled that void with folklore, myth, and a natural dread of the unknown. That anxiety is a functional part of our biology. We are evolved to preserve ourselves at all costs, making the prospect of our own end feel like a threat to be avoided. But to understand the architecture of what follows, we have to look past that instinct. By setting aside the fear, we can analyze the observable, physical sequence of the transition itself. When viewed through a realistic lens, death stops being a mysterious void and becomes a shared biological process. From a medical perspective, death is rarely a singular moment. It is a chronological shutdown of complex biological machinery. This chart shows the cardiovascular system's final moments. The process begins when the heart stops pumping, stopping oxygen delivery. The brain reacts first. Oxygen-starved neurons stop firing, and electrical signals sustaining thoughts fade. This threshold is defined as clinical death, the point where the brain no longer generates conscious experience. Rather than a system failure, this shutdown represents the final stage in the body's functional life cycle. While the external view is one of mechanical shutdown, the internal experience of the dying brain presents a different narrative. People resuscitated from the edge of death report strikingly consistent sensations: feeling detached from the body, lacking pain, and moving toward a warm light. Scientists debate if these experiences are a neurological defense mechanism, chemicals meant to ease the transition, or if they hint at a deeper mystery of awareness. While the cause remains a subject of research, the consistency of these reports suggests that the subjective experience of the end is often one of profound tranquility, contrasting sharply with our instinctual fears. As the individual experience concludes, the physical components of the body begin a new process governed by physics. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy is never destroyed, it only changes form. We see this clearly in nature. This time-lapse of a decaying leaf shows organic matter breaking down to become the foundation for new growth. At death, our atoms are released, immediately redistributed into the ecosystem, becoming part of the air, into the soil, and life that follows. In this objective sense, we don't vanish. We are integrated back into the universe. When we look at the end of biological consciousness alongside the recycling of our matter, we see that a human life is a temporary, unique arrangement. In almost every aspect of life, value is driven by scarcity. A resource that is infinite and never-ending rarely commands our attention because it can never be lost. Imagine comparing an infinite timeline with our finite one. A human life has a fixed duration, and because it has a clear end, every moment within it carries more significance than a point on an endless line that never stops. Because our time is limited, every choice we make becomes a trade-off. This pressure turns an ordinary sequence of events into meaningful decisions. This brings the focus back from physics to the way we live our daily lives. Because our interactions and memories have a biological expiration date, the time we spend with others is a non-renewable resource. Understanding our limits isn't a reason for despair. It's an incentive to engage fully with the life we have while we are here to experience it. The mystery of what comes after death simply serves to highlight the immense value of what is happening right now.